Veldrain says Frosk is trans attractive. She identifies as a 10. Well, we got some news. G4 host Frosk puts tone-deaf meme celebrating her continued employment after network hit with massive layoffs. And by the way, in the last year, that Frosk has not upped her look at all. You know when she said, we don't exist to be easy on the eyes for you?
Yeah.
She leaned the fuck in on that statement, boy.
I believe
you want to see some Frosk?
Oh.
Oof.
She went downhill somehow. How does this happen?
I'd fuck Caitlyn Jenner first.
I would too.
That is,
I'm
like I
trying to
said,
think of who
she
else.
leaned into the identity of we do not exist to be easy on the eyes for you. Because then people like you and I have to go, well, give her credit. She's right there.
What did she do to her face, though? She looks so...
Lived.
She doesn't look like the same person.
She frosted up, baby.
Maybe she took all her makeup off. I don't know. That's weird.
There better not be any makeup on there. That looks like a Halloween costume.
It does. I don't know what's going on.
Frosk is going on. So apparently after all these layoffs and all these, people lost their jobs, Frosk decided that what she would do is go on the internet and celebrate that she wasn't fired. What a great team player.
Yeah, I can't say that if at any job I've had where there's been layoffs, I ever celebrated in front of those poor people.
Yeah.
That just lost their
Before we get too deep into this, I want to point something out, and you guys won't be able to stop seeing it. My widow's peak over here actually is in the shape of the cut in the guy's brain in Planet of the Apes. The original Planet of the Apes. Look at that. My widow's peak, my arch in here is the same shape as that horseshoe cut in the guy's head when they took out his brain in Planet of the Apes. Now you won't be able to not see that. Just wanted to point it out.
I wasn't a Planet of the Apes guy.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Maybe because it was made 30 years before you were born.
That has no bearing. People watch old movies.
Oh, yeah? What's your favorite old movie? And if you say Gone with the Wind, it's curtains for you, Mossy. What's your favorite old movie? You can't say Casablanca. That's mine.
I do like that one. There's another Johnny Cash movie.
Ew.
I'm
what's
having
it called?
a hard time.
What's it called? Johnny Cash Can't Act Either?
No.
Okay.
Leave me alone. What is...
In a stunning display of tone deafness, there you go, particularly from someone whose actions ostensibly played a significant role in getting here. You know what I love is that nobody debates the fact that Frosk had pretty much everything to do with these layoffs taking place yesterday.
Yep.
For G4. Nobody's denying, people on the internet write, yeah, Frosk's rant is entirely to blame for these layoffs. And even the 5 people who still like G4 are like, yeah, it's pretty true.
It was her.
Indiana Frosk Black. Again, I can't get over that part. Your name is Indiana Black and you pick a dumb shit name like Frost.
Where does Frosk come from?
Indiana Black could have worn like a black fedora and had a whip like Indiana Jones, but like dressed film noir-y.
She even says that like Red Dead Redemption Online is like one of her favorite games, which is totally outdoorsy and Western. Indiana Black would have been sweet for that.
Frosk. Ew. That's just an ugly girl name, too. Frosk.
It just sounds gross. You sound like a toad.
Sounds like an ugly dress. Indiana Frosk Black responded to the network's recently announced sweeping staff cuts by sharing a meme celebrating the fact that she herself did not face the chopping block. God, what? I mean... There's like that playing the sexism card and being annoying like she did in that original rant. And then there's just being a dog shit person.
This is not in good taste.
No.
At best.
This is like, okay, the rant she went on, it was embarrassing and it was really cringe and I'll make fun of it. It didn't upset me. I wasn't angry. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
It was stupid and it was fun to watch Frosk be stupid it's always fun to watch someone be really confident in their stupidity. I enjoy watching that. Mm-hmm. But then there is some stuff that does bug me. And it's not many things. April will attest to this, I have a very strange morality.
He draws weird lines.
I draw strange lines.
It looks like a map.
Enjoying the legitimate pain of other people who haven't deserved it bugs the shit out of me.
Yes.
Like, I don't like when innocent people get bullied. I don't like it when innocent people get shit on. I don't like it when the internet decides to pile on somebody who is just trying to have some fun and all of a sudden they're getting fucked with. I don't like that. But these people who got laid off, and a lot of them, again, laid off because of this asshole, and she's going to go on there going, woo, I still got a job. I still got a job. While these people are carrying boxes being escorted by security out of the building, that actually does annoy me. The rant she went on, funny, stupid. I enjoyed the shit out of it because of how cringe it was. This, go fuck yourself.
I think they're both bad. The reason that the original speech bothers me more, I think, is because a lot of the women that go for that, like, gotta insert, the strong, brave women speech into everything is a lot of reason we're not taken seriously at all.
I just love that she made this speech seemingly defending Olivia Munn. Meanwhile, if you know anything about Olivia Munn and her career, she would say, actually, no, I was really enjoying the whole being easy on the eyes, hot gamer chick thing.
I loved being the sexy woman that everyone wanted.
Her identity was sexy gamer chick.
Yeah.
And it gave her a movie career. She was in fucking Marvel movies, for God's sake.
Yep, it did well for her.
And, of course, one of the greatest comedies in recent memory, Slammin' Salmon.
It's a good one.
And so, she goes, oh, they didn't exist to be easy on the eyes for you. Could you project a little harder? You're upset you're not one of the hot girls, and you gotta try and lump somebody in. Oh, if I grab Olivia Munn, then it doesn't look like I'm just doing this because I'm the bitter, ugly, angry chick. That was a bitter, ugly, angry chick rant that she went on. That was not a I'm defending women rant because Olivia Munn didn't need you to defend her.
That's the type of rant where I'm actually not sure how she got hired by G4 because that didn't seem to be what they were about at all. And that type of person is going to have a hard time hiding that side of her.
Yeah, but now that we watch all these cuts be made, apparently that's exactly the kind of company G4 wanted to be rebooted as. I mean, it seems like that's exactly what they wanted. They got a chance to clean house yesterday, and Frosk, like a goddamn cockroach, is still there. So clearly, Frosk is part of the plans on G4. Let me say something about G4 that I discovered yesterday. Their live streams are doing less people live than our evening shows do.
Ooh.
Our evening shows are a fun little show with a nice group of, usually about 1,000 people come in and out throughout the 2-hour evening show we do, and we peak at about 250. I'm watching G4 yesterday. It's at like 134, 150 in the middle of the afternoon, and it is you're just like, oh man.
See, I'm actually not even sure which platform they're on.
YouTube, Twitch, they try to do them all.
Okay.
I was watching, or not watching, I was checking in on the YouTube channel. As per 3 sources familiar with the business who spoke to Kotaku, at least somewhere between 20 to 30 staff members were laid off at G4. Now, you can't have 150, 200 viewers on your live stream and have 20 to 30 staff members. You can't have 200 people on a live stream and have more than 2 people.
Nope. I don't know how you're making it. Because
you're owned by Comcast. So Comcast is writing this all off as a loss on the taxes next year.
Got it.
These staff cuts reportedly took the affected by complete surprise, with many even showing up to set with the understanding that they would be working as normal, only to be met with both the news that their respective programs had been canceled and one-on-one layoff discussions with the network's HR staff.
Oh, God, that sucks for them.
That's very corporate. That's a corporate way to do it, by the way.
Yeah.
You bring them in, everybody comes in like it's normal. Boom, they blindside you with the firing. They have the meeting and they escort you out. They don't want any problems. Though details regarding the exact extent of these layoffs are currently unclear, those who were let go are going to receive 16 weeks to 6 months. So 4 to 6 months of severance based on their tenure. That's pretty nice. You get paid for the next 4 to 6 months.
It's better than you'll get at some places.
Yeah. You know what that means? That means it was cheaper for Comcast to shut the lights off on what they were doing and pay them for half a year than it was to have them make content.
Yep.
That's bad shit.
They don't have to pay for any of their benefits or anything after that too,
So you have all these layoffs going on. And apparently taking to Twitter the next day after these cuts were divulged to the public, Frosk, whose infamous sexism and gaming rant, which, by the way, G4 made private yesterday.
Really?
G4 made the Frosk rant private yesterday. They took it off their main channel. Some people were saying later in the day it was on their Clips channel, but the main channel made it private. Guys, a shade under a year too late.
I was going to say, if you had any problem with that, that should have been gone immediately, along with her.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, when you go into business for yourself like that, the minute she was done with that fucking rant, she should have been called into an office and booted out the door that day.
Yes, and all you would have had to tell her was, look, that is not what we're doing here.
And this is the problem, whether you're Ethan Klein or G4 or anybody else who wants to cater to that kind of audience because they think it'll be good for them.
Yep.
That audience is not loyal.
Oh.
That audience does not love you and believe in you, and they're not a supportive audience. They're a very authoritarian audience that just they don't want to support what you're doing. They want to watch and make sure you don't slip up and fuck up because they will let you know about it.
And they're never happy.
Never. So you wanted to keep Frosk because you thought this would appeal to what? A new demographic? They don't play video games. And even if they do play video games, they sure as fuck don't watch people talk about video games.
Nope.
The people who watch people talk about video games don't want to be lectured on sexism and racism by some fucking three with a complex.
No, I think that's our biggest complaint about any gamer that we ever dive into on this channel is that, hey, aren't you supposed to be about gaming? Stop lecturing me about stuff.
Right.
Don't complain to me about stuff. Just play your game.
And your favorite game is violent and sexist and racist as fuck.
Yes, it is.
Like Red Dead Redemption,
awesome.
they have a badass woman character in that game. But it's still reflective of that time, like in terms of like prostitutes and, the way they feel about Native Americans and black people and shit like that. I mean, it's all in there.
The men are still the tough men above women,
Right. There's very much a patriarchy in Red Dead Redemption,
absolutely.
too. Taking to Twitter the day after these cuts were divulged to the public, Frosk, whose infamous sexism in gaming rant will undoubtedly be cited as a major factor in the network's struggles. Well, yeah, I mean, you started the thing, and 4 months in, your main audience is being yelled at and lectured to.
It's awful.
Responded to the news by sharing a meme which featured a lizard with a crown, the deal with it glasses, a joint, and bold text reading, "I survived," superimposed over its image.
What an insensitive bitch.
And then "Let's play games, yo," is what she wrote. There it is right there on screen.
So
what a piece of shit.
Let's just do that right in front of all your ex-coworkers that don't have a job lined up.
Because of you. You did this, you dick. You are the reason these people are going to be job hunting for the next 4 to 6 months, because I'm sure once you take another job, you lose your severance.
Yeah, I think so.
So you're the reason that these people are going to be job hunting the next 4 to 6 months. You're the reason that this company has taken a shit. You take zero responsibility. As a matter of fact, you whitewash your Twitter yesterday and you post memes that say, "I survived," while all these people are gone because of you. This isn't a sexism thing. This isn't, as Stone Cold Steve Austin once said to Farouk, or The Rock. I can't remember who he said it to, but this ain't a white thing. This ain't a black thing. It's a me kicking your ass thing. This ain't a man thing. This isn't a woman thing. This isn't a patriarchy thing. This is a you being a piece of shit thing. You can hide behind being a woman all you want. You can hide behind the, we're all sexist and I'm just another angry guy yelling at you. But honestly, you've been given numerous chances to expose to the public who you are. You're mean, you're vindictive, you're bitter, you're insecure. And fifth of all, what we found out yesterday, you do not give a shit about anybody but Frosk.
Nope.
You cost those people tens of, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in their career. And you're just happy that it wasn't you. There's a scene in Major League, which I'm sure Frosk has never watched because it's a bunch of men. There's a scene in Major League where Jake Taylor is talking to, Tom Berenger's character is talking to Wesley Snipes and Charlie Sheen as the rookies and saying, "Hey, if you don't have a red tag in your locker, it means you made the team. But don't celebrate in the middle of the clubhouse. Go outside, be happy, whatever. You don't want to," Jake Taylor's words were, "you don't want to celebrate in front of a guy that just died."
No, I mean, that's always, no matter where you're at, that's always been a shitty thing when you basically won at something and the other people lost out.
And by the way, when she finally, when she catches shit for this, like she probably did yesterday and probably will today, she's going to lean back on, look at all these angry guys. Look at all these angry men who are coming after me. It's not about the men. It's not about, it's not their sexism or anything else. You've been an absolute piece of shit about this whole thing. The tasteful, decent team player thing would have been to say, you don't even have to take responsibility, but just go, hey, it sucks today. This is a terrible day for G4. This is not good for our network. We're going to work really hard to honor these people. We're going to try and turn this ship around. You don't post a meme that says, I survived, yay me, while all these people are having to go home and tell their families that they don't have a gig.
You're right. And kind of like you said, when the people start going after her for that meme, she's going to say, oh, these men just don't want to see a woman succeed. They don't want to see somebody still working that's a woman.
Yeah. Veldrain says, Frosk doesn't exist to be eye candy for the audience. A rest his soul Mitch Hedberg reply, I know this. What's the problem? I don't remember that joke. My favorite was the steamboat joke. It's my favorite Mitch Hedberg joke.
I feel like there's plenty of women out there that are not that attractive that are actually very funny and entertaining to watch.
Oh, sure.
Like Melissa McCarthy in a lot of her movies, she will completely butch it up on purpose for the movie. And she's not an unattractive person, if
go back to the 70s and 80s, some of the funniest female comics ever, and they're not attractive.
But they're funny.
The woman who was on Sanford and Son. Is that Mae West?
I don't know.
I can't remember. But the woman who played Aunt Esther, fucking hilarious. And if you watch her stand-up, filthy.
Yeah.
Very funny. Brett Butler, Roseanne Barr, Joan Rivers wasn't hideous, but I
not
mean,
necessarily attractive either.
No, I mean, attractiveness and funny do not go hand in hand and vice versa.
Right. So you don't have to announce that you're not there for people to look at.
Right. Yeah, Frost, you being ugly is like the 19th thing wrong with you.
You could still be just as ugly, and you could have been entertaining.
Yeah, people would have liked you if you had a personality that was worth liking. Yeah, Olivia Munn didn't exist to be easy on the eyes. Olivia Munn would also not have carried G4 and Attack of the Show to where it got if she was a stiff. She couldn't have just sat there and been pretty. She's very outgoing. She's likable. She's got a, what do they call it, vivacious personality.
Sure.
She's an extremely likable person, like in her public persona.
It's always very weird to me, people like Frosk that say, I'm not here for you to look at. Like, they're always the ones that have done everything in their power to butcher their appearance, like with the piercings, chopping your hair and weird, cuts and shit like that. Like, Olivia Munn definitely took care of herself.
And the not wearing makeup thing on camera, like it's empowering. Bitch, yeah. The men are wearing makeup.
I know.
This isn't a female thing. The men are wearing makeup on TV. Why? Because we'll look like shit if we don't.
I always hated that take. Like Alicia Keys very recently in the last few years, like, oh, I'm never wearing makeup again because I think it sends a bad message to little girls.
I'm sorry. I think it makes people look better on stage when they're putting on a show for people.
It does. Like, when people pay money to go see you, you could try to look nice.
Do you think Billy Joel wears eyeliner when he's on stage?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Every time.
Billy Joel definitely wears makeup when he's on stage. I bet you even Metallica.
Alice Cooper.
Well,
I mean
that is the gimmick.
Let's go for Kiss. They don't wear makeup.
Kiss wears makeup. Oh my God. Kiss is a gathering of the most hideous Jewish guys you've ever seen in your life if they're not wearing makeup.
You love the look of them when you're watching them, though. Yeah. You go for it.
Kate Golem says, not getting rid of Frosk during a layoff session is kind of the equivalent of cutting out everything around a cancerous tumor, but leaving the tumor.
Yes.
Yeah, Michael B. brings up Maria Bamford. Hilarious. Toastmaster says some people get confused when they're posting stuff on the internet by themselves that the whole world is potentially watching. I don't buy that. I don't think she gives a shit. I don't think she cares about any of the people that saw that. I think she's just happy she survived and fuck everybody else.